Hello again. So, the Lord has been talking to me about sharing my wedding story. So, basically, my journey to getting married from engagement to wedding day. Because it's been unlike anything else that I thought it would be. And honestly, it hasn't been anything I expected it to be or anything that anybody else told me it would be. Um, but it has been the most pruning, revealing, wonderfully glorious healing journey, I think, so far. Um, yeah. So I probably should have grabbed my Kleenexes to put them closer to me before I hit record. I'm gonna do a series. I'm gonna try to keep the videos 10 to 15 minutes long. So for those of you who are watching, can do it in small snippets. Um, and yeah, so we'll just start at the beginning. Um, Charles proposed last Christmas Eve of last year, 2020. And we were back home visiting my family back in Nebraska and Iowa. And so he proposed on Christmas Eve, and we left, I think, 2 or 3 days after that, after he proposed, because he proposed on Christmas Eve. Anyway, so basically, a lot of our time was spent with family, and I really didn't get a lot of time to actually process and sit with the Lord until I got back home here to Reading. And I don't like how I'm not in most of the shot. Anyway, um, I'm sitting here without my hair done or my makeup done. I've honestly been kicking and screaming, not wanting to do this because bearing my whole heart and my whole journey to the entire internet feels really scary. Um, and even because I'm doing it in the morning before I go to work, and like the Lord, He just hasn't let it go. And so basically, if I wouldn't have started it now this morning, I would be going into disobedience, and I'm not going to do that. So after we got back from our trip, we took the kids too back to Nebraska and Iowa, and so it was a really full schedule, and there wasn't really much downtime. Um, but when I did get back and I was able to sit down and talk to the Lord, I can only cry, weep, sob, all of the above whenever I thought about the wedding and getting married and Covenant and Charles and anything related to binding myself to another person was just extremely, all I felt was pain. I mean, there was joy in there because I've had a desire almost my whole life to be married and to be a wife. Um, but there, like, just every time my heart would go there, it's just pain. And I didn't really understand what was going on inside of me. But the Lord, after some time with the Lord just revealed to me that when Charles proposed to me, he was knocking on a door of my heart that I hadn't let anybody into, not even God. And the Lord was showing me that Charles was knocking on that door, but so was God. Like, the Lord was saying, hey, I want into this part of your heart. I want to come in and heal it. And Charles is knocking on the door too. It was even as if the Lord was proposing into that place of my heart that I just had shut down, and I didn't even know that I did until all of this started happening. And those parts of your heart that you shut down because of fear, you shut down because of pain, you shut down because something happened that made you shut that part of your heart down. And the Lord had shown me that through a lot of different things, through, yes, just me talking with him, but yes, also I have a counselor who I see almost on a weekly basis. It's usually weekly, not always. Through her, through sitting with him, through the scripture, through my friends around me, and also through the Boundaries book that I've been intermittently reading. But he showed me that place in my heart that he was the door, not the door that he was knocking on, that Charles was knocking on, that both of them wanted to come into this place of my heart, was a place of attachment. And something traumatic happened when I was so little, even in the infant stage, that scared my heart into wanting to attach at a deep level to anybody, even God. And that was the part of my heart that I had shut down as an infant, I believe. From what the Lord has shown me, this is not something that I consciously remember. I know it now because the Lord took me back there and showed me these things, showed me parts of the pictures. But that part, the attachment part of your heart that bonds to your mother, to your father, to the close people around you that are there, that in an ideal world, that are there to create those safe places, to create those safe bonds where your heart learns as an infant that it's okay to bond with other people and their hearts and other hearts within reason. And there's a lot of teaching in this too that I'm not going to get into right now. I'm just going to share my story. But something traumatic happened where I shut my heart down to deeply attach to anybody. And so after the Lord had showed me that, it's been a process. It's been one step at a time where parts of myself have been shut down because of things that have happened in my life, whether they were my choices or other people's choices towards me, intentional or unintentional. It just happened. And so, but the Lord wants to heal all of this. And so that's the healing journey that I'm on to get to my wedding day. And so for probably about the first month, about the month of January, anytime that anybody would ask me anything about the wedding, I would just sob. And even when Charles would bring it up, I would just sob. I'm like, I want to talk to you about it. I want to want what you want. I want, but at the surface right now, all of this pain that I'm experiencing, I can't talk about it. I can't give you a date. I can't give you what I want. I can't give you what kind of dress I want, where I want to get married. I can't. I can't. Like, I have to process all of this pain first to be able to have conversations with you. And even though he didn't fully understand, he was he was really patient, and because he was navigating all that too, of like, okay, I want to marry this woman and we need to make practical plans, but how do I honor her heart at the same time? How do we make practical plans if we can't even talk about it? Well, then we just don't make plans. We we walk through as much as we can each day, and until I'm able to talk about it, then we can. And when I'm gonna have to look up, I have my journal in my lap. I'm gonna have to look up when we finally save the dates out. It was probably a week or two before we sent the dates out that I was able to have a conversation about making a date and picking a location. And yeah, wow, what's my time? Okay, I'm right about there. So about my 10 to 15 minute mark. So that's where I'm going to leave it off for today, um, until the next video. It's just, I I was even having trouble going into my mind and in my heart of even communicating about the wedding. And it was just really hard for some people who weren't here and who were in my inner circle that that I felt safe with to share these things with. And honestly, there was lots of that I didn't know. It was a step-by-step process that the Lord revealed things to me, and this was the first step, that something traumatic had happened where I had shut my heart down to not attach to people, to not attach to God, and to not attach to Charles, like to a point. And so that's where I will start off on the next video. You have a super blessed day.